once you've gotten all of the information drawn in on your rough and inked, again, main focal point characters, thick Sharpie, secondary images, and background line designs or patterns or whatever with the thin ink pen, you've got your finished design. Although here, this area of negative space, I still have things that I need to figure out what I'm going to do in there. And I chose to do a wood grain. You could choose to do some sort of a pattern by tracing something, by adding more line designs. All right, whatever that is, overlapping shapes. I have this shape coming down here. I could choose to do a series of overlapping shapes, circles, whatever. All right. Once I've gotten all of this done on my rough, what I need to do is, let me zoom out a little bit here. I need to make a tracing of this so that I have a graphite tracing that I'll be able to put on my final. Okay. So I'll just take a piece of tracing paper, lay it down over top, and I'm going to label it front. Okay. Now I'm going to paper clip it on here. Okay, I'm going to paper clip it on. And then I'm going to have you guys trace the outline of the deck just lightly. You don't have to do it perfect. It doesn't need to be thick or thin or whatever. Outline the entire deck. And then make register marks right here, right along the outside where you see those lines going through. Do not draw the lines through. All right, just make register marks so you'll know where it's going to line up. Now, when I go in and trace all of the figures, obviously I can do that by freehand. These lines that I have, the background information, all I need to do is just use the template that I used to retrace these lines. So I'm going to get the French curve, I'm going to line up the French curve along here, and I'm going to trace all of these lines so that you have a clean looking tracer. What you'll end up with is this. All right, this is a finished example with everything traced on the front. See, it's labeled front there. I have the register marks here from the original scale. Now I'm going to have this to be ready to start on when I get to my final. Okay. This is going to be the transfer method for getting all the information onto the final. So you need a line work tracing paper. Now that I've got the line work tracing paper done, I can take my rough, and as it says in the procedure sheet, I can start to think about a color scheme. What colors do I want to have based on my theme? And then how am I going to use those colors with gradation, with overlap, with analogous blends? All right. Try to keep your color scheme somewhat harmonious. 5, 6 colors. All right. You don't want to have every color in the rainbow on there. All right. You can use other colors like browns and, blacks, white, whatever. All right. Tints, shades, complement shading. Any of those techniques that we've been working on, it's all in the procedure sheet. All right. So now that I've got my rough inked, I have my tracing done. My next step is just figure out my color scheme and start coloring on my rough.